everybody, it's Nick Hausman here from House of Wrestling. I'm at the Royal Rumble Media Junket, and right now I am joined by one half of the Creed brothers, Brutus Creed. Brutus, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it.
Now, you do one of the most dangerous moves in all of WWE. For those of you that don't know, it's called the Brutus Ball. If you've ever gone to do a cannonball into a pool, imagine doing that onto concrete.
Yeah. You know, in all fairness, I haven't ever gotten hurt. No one's gotten hurt during it. But it knocks them out. It knocks them down, you know?
It does knock them out. Now, you guys have moved into a variation where it's kind of like the doomsday device, right?
Correct. Yeah, it was never that way at first, but then we decided to make it as our finish because of how devastating it was.
It looks far better, and I'm far less concerned for you watching it as a doomsday device inside of a ring. Can you just kind of walk me through the origin of the Brutus Ball? How did you decide to do this insane thing?
I was at the Performance Center training, trying to get better. We were practicing dives. I said, what if this was my dive? Jokingly, laughingly, I hit a Brutus Ball, and my brother and I were laughing. Okay, and come stand and deliver a few months later. I was the biggest guy in the match. I said, I'm going to dive on these guys. And it ended up being the Brutus Ball. I dove on 3 people. I think it was Wesley, Marcel, and I want to say Nash Carter. After I hit it, I threw one in the ring, and I got back in the back, and Triple H said, that was one of the coolest things I ever seen. And from there, I go, okay, now I got to make it a finish.
Because what was crazy about the Brutus Ball is everybody was cropping you out, and they were putting you in all these different memes. Are you familiar with all the Brutus?
Yeah. One was a catch-up one into a pool. I think I was a basketball in a basketball hoop. Yeah, I remember those.
How was it becoming a popular viral meme?
I think it's hilarious. I like the one Kurt Angle's got currently where he's just staring at the... So I think they're funny.
Yeah, totally, man. Yeah. Well, you know, I talked to your brother a little bit earlier. Interestingly, he said that he thought he was going to be the one to carry the team to the main roster. He said, within 3 years, I'm going to take my brother, I'm going to put him on my back, and we're going to bring him to the main roster. Before I even ask you more questions, can you react to what your brother told me about you and him coming into WWE?
Wait, hold up. Like, together as...
He said to me, yeah, right? He said to me, I really thought I was going to have to carry my brother on my back, and I'd get us to the main roster within 3 years. But then he said, you have improved so much, you become your own man, you become a wonderful performer. But that was his initial thoughts when coming into the company.
Yeah, he slept on me. You know what happens, right? Tom Brady didn't get drafted till later. Come on now.
I was about to say, dude.
I feel like I definitely feel like I was born to do something, and this was it. I feel like I've improved. I feel like I belong now. Whereas at first, maybe during the main roster and even our times and starting in NXT, I was still uncomfortable. I was trying to figure it out. Yeah. But now I feel like I'm starting to figure it out for sure.
Because he signed first, right? So did he have to kind of convince you to come into WWE?
Not really. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily convinced, but because I always wanted to be. But I remember when I placed at NCAAs and I All-American, that was my ticket to get a tryout. And I was like, all right, now it's going to happen because now I'm recognized. I have credentials. So we trained every day together to best prepare me for that and best prepare him for when he started.
Man, you guys like a house of fire came to the main roster. Big win over Alpha Academy, right? Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about that first, man. You spent so much time in NXT. You come to the main roster, you beat a legitimate, credible tag team like the Alpha Academy. What was going through your head when that happened?
So when it happened, you know, we flew in. We didn't know what was really happening in terms of, we thought we had an appearance. We weren't sure what it was. We actually ended up having a match. We performed, we wrestled, we won. Holy crap, we had to fly actually right after, get on a plane to go to NXT and have a tables, ladders, and scares match the next night. So we didn't have time to digest really necessarily what happened. After we did that, I got married the next day. After I got married the next day, Trent called me, hey, we want you full-time on the main roster. I was like, what is going on? So a ton of a roller coaster of emotions and not much sleep.
So is your wife wrestling? Is she a wrestling person? She's not a wrestling person?
She's not a wrestling person.
Okay. How hard is it to, now that you're on the main roster, you got to travel around the country, how does that affect your life?
You know, I guess being away from home a little bit, but it's worth it in the end. And the good outweigh the bad. It affects it in a positive way.
Awesome. All right, Brutus, I want to thank you so much for the time, man.
All right, thank you.
Very happy for you and everything.
Thank you.
Couldn't wait to talk about the Brutus Ball with you. I had to know what kind of psychopath does this.